Today we're going to be here in downtown Cleveland, Mississippi, where we're going to be checking out Martin and Sue King Railroad Heritage Museum. Hi everybody and welcome to the world of Micah. Today I am here in Cleveland, Mississippi, and I found out there was an old railroad museum here in the heart of the city. And I said, well, twist my arm, I have to see this railroad museum, and I figured you guys would want to tag along. So we're gonna head inside and see what all they have to offer here. You're gonna tag along? I'm so excited. I love trains, if you can't tell. Now, let's take a closer look. Now admission is free, and I'm sure they take donations. But let's head inside and see what they have to offer. And just stepped inside the museum. Take a look at this. I was not expecting to see this scale. Look at this model. Wow. You don't see stuff like this anymore, and look. It's a drive-in movie theater, and they're watching McClintock starring John Wayne. Oh, I hear some trains. This is neat. From the passenger station in Greenville, Mississippi, 1930s, this bench here. And I see a train a-coming. And I see a train a-coming. Here it comes. Wait for it. This is so cool. And there it goes. Oh, look at the lumber. That's amazing. Goes all the way around the whole museum. There's all kinds of plaques here, and look at all this memorabilia. Railway Express Agency. Now this one is all decked out. This is the Santa Fe, and it's lit up for the holidays. There it is, the Christmas Express. So cool. Old gas station, an old bridge. This is so cool. I love trains, and I love train museums, because they have so much history. Look at these old railroad spikes here. I'm just in love with this model here. The theater down there is showing Casablanca. Got some conductors down here who are in control of these models. Take a look at the Broadway diner here. All the different trains. There goes that Christmas Express once again. But these guys work on these, I guess, and build them here. I can see their setup down here on the bottom half. That's a really cool, what'd you get out? We went there. That's so cool. there's the service station. If you haven't seen that episode, there's going to be a link right above right now. Check it out. Went to the Dockery Farms. And here comes the train right in front of the Dockery Farms. I love it. There's a conductor right in there. See, that Texaco Towing is pulling that guy out of the ditch. Seems like they had some kind of wreck, from what I can tell from the 18-wheeler here. Beekeeping right behind the cemetery. And look, there's bears right over here. They're building this house, and here comes the train right again. There goes the lumber. And I was noticing the gentleman up here working on this bridge. Got the boats, plane. Oh, look at the ladies here sunbathing on the back side of the roof there. And here's another Main Street area. Oh, that's neat. See the barber pole, the old Dr. Pepper sign, Ready Kilowatt, Nails used and new guitars. And look at that, there's a pink Cadillac, it seems. No, that's not a Cadillac. Yeah, it is. Maybe that's Elvis. And there's Delta State. Got the hippie van. And I can see the circuit right there, the circuit board for the trains. See the train passing by on the other side here. And I love the smoke coming out of the chimney. Got some more countryside here. Look at this. They are building and working constantly in this town. It's so much to see. Just kind of slowly walking so you guys can maybe catch a glimpse of everything. There's a farm, some pumpkins, and the Frying Dutchman restaurant here next to the Chief Drive-In movie theater. We've now seen the whole track. And here comes the train once again, and look at these guys making the moonshine right here. And there's real old signs in here as well. It's kind of cool to see this stuff up, you know, close. Old map here of Bolivar County, Mississippi. They've got their Christmas tree still up. Just give you guys another panning look at this place. There's more to see outside in other buildings, but this is the main room. I just think it's so cool that these guys get to sit down here and build and work on these model trains and get to work on the whole thing. I mean, it's like this is their play set. Who says you can't play with toys when you get older? Yeah, the motherboard here is amazing. This is so cool. I could just sit here and watch these trains ride around for a while. It's so cool. Just create your own world here. Storyline and Give every person like their own little story in life, and this is fun. Like the land of make-believe almost. We got the guy down here taking a little nap behind the truck here. And all through this, I was looking through this forest on the side of this mountain, and look who I found. Right down there. It's Bigfoot. He does exist. And they have a lot of the little model trains here behind some plexiglass. And here's a little up close look at one of the trains. I love the hat, Cleveland, Mississippi on it. And then look at this Baby Ruth candy. Here's some more memorabilia, old merchandise. Sea Rock City. Little model trains. Hats. There's a lot to see here. By the way, it's free admission. Now here's some more memorabilia and collectibles they have. Some of it's behind, you know, protective stuff, and most of it's just out in the open. Just noticing this gas mask here and how to properly put this on. This is so neat. Oh, look at that. That's the Dockery Plantation circa 1900. Charlie Patton. W.C. Handy. It's funny, that's the only known photograph of Patton right here. This is neat. Well, I've pretty much seen everything inside the museum. You could spend some time in here looking around at everything, especially this model. But there's more outside to see, and that's where we're going to head to now. But before I head out, I want to show some of this merchandise they have here for the Railroad Heritage Museum in Cleveland. Shot glasses, even some photographs. Now see, that building is outside. That's what I want to see. With the Illinois Central train, it's out there. There's also some B.B. King merchandise in here. Some other Mississippi merchandise. You can even get your own Polar Express. Here's a plaque. Cleveland, Mississippi, a city built around a rail. This is interesting. In September of 1884, the Louisville, New Orleans, and Texas Railroad line between Memphis and New Orleans was completed. Passenger and freight service officially began in October, and by March of 1886, enterprising landowners chartered a town they called Cleveland. There's some photographs talking about the Illinois Central caboose. And this is it right here. The Illinois Central caboose. And this is what the train looked, and the station right here. And that's it right there. Where that car is driving by is where that train is in that photograph. In fact, that's the old track here, and they have a little piece of a track on this side as well, and this is now the Cleveland Visitors Center. But there's a little bit of a track here. I'm not sure if this is original, but it's cool to see it, so you can put into perspective kind of what it looked like here. And even the old railroad crossing light is here permanently. But I'm gonna go check out this caboose. All right, let's climb up this thing. Gotta be careful, because it is raining. It's a little slick. Actually, I got access in. The gentleman walked over and let us in from the train station. Look at all of this memorabilia in here. This is just so strange to me how they have it out in the open. I think it's amazing. Old signs here. Take a look at this. Somebody would probably sleep here, or at least sit. Yeah, there's straps, just in case those turns get a little hectic. Look at this. I'm guessing this would be a captain's conductor. Yeah, conductor, thank you. They got a conductor's suit and hat here. Old railroad magazines and the Illinois Central magazine and pamphlets. And I wish I could climb this, but they're asking you do not climb. Could you imagine sitting up here and getting the view out of this window? That's prime time seating right there. If I was gonna take a shave, I would use this, some hot water here, and there's a waving mirror. Here's a little view out of a window at least. Still pretty high up and can see. Running water here. And the other view looking at the museum. This is really neat. They have the caboose conductor's valve here, and it'll tell you which position to move the handle, and you can actually do it yourself. You can switch these valves. That's kind of cool. A little hands-on here inside the caboose. They have a little stove, a little makeshift stove here inside the caboose, which honestly, this would keep you warm when it's cold outside. And that's how they got their coffee each morning. That's a steep step. And anybody can visit inside the caboose. Just go inside the Railroad Heritage Museum and ask them to give you access, and they'll happily do it. Just went inside the Chamber of Commerce here. This is the original train station. Very hospitable in there. They were actually getting some things rearranged for the new year. Didn't film anything, but they were nice to chat. All in all, this was a fun visit. And while we're in town, they're still doing the 50 nights of lights. All the lights here decked out in Cleveland, downtown Cleveland, Mississippi. Gives you that wonderful small town feeling. And you know you're in the South when you see a sign that says, "Welcome, y'all. Wherever I go, Elvis follows." I'm not mad about it. Now, this was the Ellis Theater from 1937 to 1938. Not sure what it was after, but it seems like the sign is still here and in full tact with the lights. I'm hoping this turns on today, because I see the lights on the other side of the street lit up, but this isn't lit up just yet. So you would probably walk up here, and this would be the ticket taker and where you would purchase your ticket. If I had to guess, this window was probably a little different. And then you have the doors on either side here. And if you look straight ahead, I'm sure that door right there went into the main auditorium. Now, around back of the theater, I'm guessing they had 2 stories. So you probably had a balcony here, and the screen would be down here. Get to see this, what this plaque says. Oh, this is the Delta Arts Alliance. That's neat. I'm a sucker for old movie theaters. I hate this weather. Right now the The dreary rain and cold is not ideal, but I could be sweating like I do back home in Florida, so I'm not necessarily complaining. But this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we came out to the Railroad Museum and saw a little bit of downtown Cleveland, Mississippi. But we came, we saw, we took care of business here today in Cleveland, Mississippi, checking out the Railroad Museum and a little bit of the downtown area. I love small towns like this. There's City Hall. But I think we took care of business here today, and our adventure for today has come to an end. Which means it's time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please click that thumbs up button. The next time you're here in Cleveland, Mississippi, tell someone World of Micah sent you, and I will see you guys on the next adventure. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.